If you're in the market for a new car stereo, chances are you've come across the Alpine iLX-407. But before you make that purchase, let me ask you this. Have you done your research? Are you aware of the potential problems associated with this product, /N? But here's what surprised me when I first got my hands on the Alpine. It's not as user-friendly as I expected, /N. Therefore, if you're still considering buying this stereo, keep watching to learn about my honest review and the issues I've encountered. The Alpine is a high-end car stereo system that promises a lot of features at an affordable price. But after digging deeper, I realized that it's not without its flaws, /N. Rehook. I'll show you exactly what I mean in just a minute, /N. But first, let me give you some background on this product. The Alpine is a single-DIN car stereo designed for those who want to upgrade their vehicle's audio system, /N. Therefore, if you're looking for a simple plug-and-play solution, this might be the perfect choice for you, /N. However, I've found that it has some issues with connectivity and compatibility. Now that we have a better understanding of what this product is all about, let's dive deeper into my review, /N. As I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest problems I encountered with the Alpine was its lack of user-friendliness. The interface can be confusing, especially for those who are not tech-savvy, /N. For example, setting up the Bluetooth connectivity took me a few attempts to get right, /N. Therefore, if you're planning on using this stereo with your smartphone, be prepared to spend some time figuring out how it works, /N. However, once I got past that initial hurdle, I was impressed by the sound quality. The Alpine has a built-in amplifier and supports multiple audio sources including USB, SD, and aux inputs, /N. But what really caught my attention was its compatibility with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, /N. Therefore, if you're an iPhone or Samsung user, this stereo will seamlessly integrate with your vehicle's infotainment system. Now that we've discussed the pros and cons of the Alpine iLX-407, let's talk about some of the other issues I encountered during my review, /N. One of the biggest concerns I have is the durability of this product. The build quality feels a bit flimsy, and the display screen can be prone to scratches, /N. Therefore, if you plan on using this stereo for an extended period, you might want to consider investing in a protective case, /N. However, the real problem lies in its connectivity options. I experienced some issues with Bluetooth connectivity, particularly when paired with my phone, /N. But what really surprised me was that Alpine offers limited customer support, which can be frustrating if you encounter any technical difficulties. Now that we've covered most of the concerns surrounding this product, let's talk about the alternatives out there, /N. If you're still considering buying the Alpine iLX-407, I would recommend checking out some other options before making a decision, /N. For example, the Kenwood Excellent DNX997XR offers similar features and better build quality at a slightly higher price point, /N. Therefore, if you want to future-proof your investment, this might be a better option for you. In conclusion, while the Alpine has its pros and cons, I would not recommend it to anyone who's looking for a hassle-free car stereo experience, /N. For the best price, click the link in the description, /N. Therefore, before making your final decision, do some more research and compare prices on Amazon.